but we're connecting. Connecting because you don't know who's watching. And now that's flipped to you don't know who's watching. And now you must expect that everyone is watching. So it's different now, right? Everyone is watching. And now if you're good, they'll watch longer. Really now the number one commodity in our society is the eyeballs and attention. Right? So now if you can bring some value, you will carve out a spot in the marketplace in whatever industry that you're doing. And whether it is you have a bakery or you have your own business company, you're doing a shop car doing services, or you're online doing some type of services there. If you bring the value, you will carve out your niche. But in terms of what you're asking, I mean, it's not if I should be doing this online content, posting stuff on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, my personal Facebook, YouTube. It's a must, because that's really the social proof that gets you these big gigs. Like Gary Vee gives all his stuff away, and then the dude makes $1 million a day every time he speaks, right? And then Brendan Burchard, he does it where in terms of, he doesn't speak in terms of principles, but he does courses, online coaches, where the speaking for him is where he gets paid to actually promote. That's something. Let me say that again. That when you're actually speaking, not for the money, but so that you can promote your brand and introduce your brand so that people will consider everything else that you're doing. Online courses, seminars, masterminds. So that's where this space is going, and I'm way behind it, but I'm going to do everything it is that I can to make sure I cover the basic fundamentals and move forward as the great giants in my industry are doing.
So you mentioned you got a team, and I've seen that, you know, it seems like you've got a media team to document and stuff like that. How big is your team, and what does that entail? I have an office person, and 3 videographers and photographers. Because in this business, you've heard the term, if a tree falls in the forest and doesn't make a sound, did you hear it, or did it even happen? So if I spoke, and if you saw what I posted on LinkedIn today, I was in front of like 800 people speaking at a massive conference, right? But if I don't post that stuff, no one will ever see it. And this is a different day and age from the 80s and 90s now, because in the 80s and 90s, Tony Robbins had to do infomercials. Remember when Tony was doing infomercials back then? So that was his internet. Because the law of business is that you have to go from an unknown commodity, or what's called in Scientology, a non-existent, to a known commodity, to a trusted commodity, to a fan. And then what you have is a repeat customer or loyal customer. That's the way it goes, right? So in what we do is you have to get on these radio shows. Man, for me to sit around speaking in Southern California and get a call going, hey, would you like to have a radio show on Island Block Radio? I'm like, hey, Q, what's up, man? What kind of show you want me to have? It don't matter to us. What do you want me to talk about? It don't matter to us. How long do you want it to be? They didn't care. They were just going, we just want you. We're sitting here in Hawaii watching a 2-minute video of you going, how come this guy doesn't have a show? If I didn't post that stuff, right, you wouldn't have found me. The boys from Island Block Radio wouldn't found me. Now I have a worldwide broadcast of 90 to 110,000 people listen to me on a Mono Motivation Monday worldwide, right? But it's funny because you still don't see it, right? You still don't see it. Like, I still film from here in my home or film in studio, but then when they tell you the numbers, and then you're going, 90,000 people? So then what that means is only a matter of time. Just like where Tony was with his infomercials, this is what I need to do to make myself go from a virtual non-existent. Many of the people in your audience are going to be like, who's this Tongan brown coconut pineapple that speak this Yankee talk from America? Who is this dude, right? And then so now there's another opportunity for me to open up so more people get to know who I am. And then you bring value to that, like your show. brings major life value, not just business value, not just to make money. And I get that money is needed because nothing is more suffocating than having no money, right? But then you actually combine all that stuff. What if we talked about business, life, marriage, how to raise kids, how to bring up our community together? Because if we didn't think we were not interconnected before COVID-19, better understand if there's an animal in Wuhan, China that can influence the entire world with a disease, what about some success, real value stuff? Like you're doing, right? Real talk.
So let's have a look at the content then. If we're bringing value, the value you're bringing is really, I'm thinking about human potential, human condition, and humanity, and absolutely emptying the tank and making sure that with God, whatever God designed us with and for, we're going to go and step out into that. In terms of your clients, what is the biggest barrier to reaching and fulfilling human potential that you come across? And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, this is the main subject that everybody wants to get to right away. Work-life balance.
All right.
Everybody. They're like, V, I'm killing it over here. You know what I mean? Because in America, the statistics are proven, right? In America, if you make $300,000 a year or more, there is a 0% divorce rate, right? But when you talk about happy marriages and fulfillment, so if you're knocking it out on this side, but then you feel like you have no balance where you get to see your kids and see your wife, or they're very good at what they do and they don't have the strategy to make the kind of money that they want or have the career in terms of the opportunity to advance and promote. So those are the three things. It's either B, man, I got all this money, but I just hate life, right?
Wow.
And then number two is like, hey, V, I'm very good at what I do, but I don't make no money doing it, right? And then number three is, hey, how can I take this that's real good and how can I make it better, right? And for those, the third one, how to make it better, is usually strategy. To make more money is usually like design, to make sure that you really design what the marketplace and what the people want. Too many of my clients, when they meet me, their product and their service is according to what they like and love. Yeah, that's why you started the business. But if ain't nobody buying your stuff, you ain't gonna make no money, right?
Yeah.
So then what they needed to do is figure out really according to what they love to do, and they could start a business and do that, is how they can make more money doing what they love to do, offering services and products that people will actually buy, right?
Yeah, it's like that thing where people don't, if you're selling Band-Aids or plasters, they won't know they won't need it unless they know that they've got a cut.
Yep. Yep. That's part of it.
So you have to put yourself in the market shoes. I think a lot of Pacific people probably have experience, insights, and IP that they can productize to take to market, especially those around 30 to 40. And that might be the barrier for them to go out and live their own entrepreneurial journey. Is that what you're seeing?
Have I experienced that exactly from Polynesians?
I think there's a lot of motivation. I think there's a lot of motivation for people who think they're designed for more. They want to jump out of their jobs and do entrepreneurial stuff. But the process to swing from employed to employee or employer is a process that is pretty foreign. But it sounds like you're dealing with that with your own customers in terms of your clients saying, I got this passion, but I'm not making money.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is going from the owner mindset, going from the employee mindset to the owner mindset.
Yeah. How do you get over that?
Yeah, because the owner mindset is I'm accountable and I'm responsible and I'm the one to blame if things go wrong. There is no fallback. That's why the majority of people, which I don't blame them, they won't leave a 9-to-5 or what we call here in the States their regular job. They dabble. they dabble with their side gig, their DJ, or, you know, they don't want to make that jump, but they don't realize, very similar to, I mean, Jeff Bezos doesn't come from the retail industry. He jumped into an industry that he didn't even know. The guy from Netflix that came over and took the mail by DVD service, he's not an insider. So he was able to transform his thinking and their companies by thinking a different way. So it is a very intimidating deal to leave a lucrative contract job like I was in football, where here in the States, we get paid cheddar and undeservedly so, but that's just what the market pays, right?
Yeah.
And then to leave that, and then, you know, I'm knocking it out my first year, and then for the next 8 months, I ain't making jack. So it's going through that and understanding the consistency, the discipline, the ongoing design of your calendar to come up with an end result, come up with how to start it, and then connect with the right people to help you move your vision forward, right? And that's why I have a team. Can I write my own invoices and email my clients of when to schedule for their appointments and one-on-one time with Coach V, to send contracts to all the people that, yeah, I can do all that. But at some point, being a professional, there now starts to be certain aspects that you give off to other people. So the main thing is people won't even start. They won't get out of their comfort zone and leave the guaranteed paycheck for what they figure is a risk. And Mario Andretti, the famous driver, he comes down there to the Gold Coast and he drives around right there. They have that racing deal down in the Gold Coast, right? He says that if you're not risking and going faster and you're staying in control while you're driving, you're not going fast enough, right? So that's the same thing of being an entrepreneur, is you won't do that. And then the second thing is, once they become an entrepreneur, they dabble. You end up with the wrong people, that they don't believe in you. They just believe in the paycheck or trying to get paid. They have their own ulterior motives. But the team I got right now, we make money and we do gigs and we do all that. But they're really in this brand because they believe in me and the vision that I have to bring major value to people, to do two things: to work to be their best and live their best life.